welcome. I was so impressed with what you did, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But can we publicly say that young Hector will be wearing a pair of your socks on his wedding?
Uncle Jeremy, I can confirm with you. Yesterday I was live on a radio station.
Right.
I donated the socks to the groom and the groomsman. So
I was going to say, but if he's got more than one groomsman, they're all going to be in your socks.
everybody.
Okay.
Everybody.
All right. How did this idea of let's call it a marketing ambush, because that's what it was. How did this idea come about?
Well, you know what? I think I'm a marketing head covered as an entrepreneur. You know, I don't have a marketing budget. You know, the company is still fairly small, so I see every opportunity as a chance for me to really take the brand out there. This week was the South African Investment Conference. I got invited there by Proudly SA to go showcase my product, and as the president was leaving the venue at the Sandton Convention Center, I wanted to go engage him, but I couldn't. I got rejected twice by his team while they were inside the venue. But the smart entrepreneur in me was like, you know what, go look for his exit and just jump at the opportunity, and that's what happened. And it took.
In spite of the fact that all these security guys were around.
Well, I think it's a combination of a number of things. You know, it's the manner of approach. You look at how I approached the president. I said hi to him as he was coming out the door. You know, so I didn't know that this was dangerous up until I posted out on Twitter, and people told me you can't do that to the president.
What did he say to you?
He's quite fond of the brand. I think he likes it.
Did he know the brand?
He didn't know the brand. He knew the brand on the spot, and as he walked away, I saw him nodding, saying Skinny Sbu. So he woke up that morning not knowing the brand, but he went to bed that night knowing Skinny Sbu Socks very well.
Now, the pair of socks that you gave him, and we're playing the piece of video behind you. You can have a look at it. You're in the red shirt, right?
Sure.
The red striped shirt, and you gave him what type of socks? What was the shape of the socks?
This is from our collection that came out. So we take out our socks in collections, right? We're a storytelling brand. It came out in 2015. It's part of the ZAR Royalty collection, where we went down history books looking at the four founders of the country telling their stories. So this particular sock is inspired by Zulu King Ushaka Zulu. And what we pride ourselves in as a brand is taking our heritage and making it urban.
Your next challenge, of course, is to make sure that you get a picture of him or some video of him wearing the socks.
The next challenge...
Then you've nailed it.
The next challenge is for the president to wear the socks, but also at the heart of it, Uncle Jeremy, is for the president and the presidency to put a spotlight on local businesses and local brands, as November marks a global entrepreneurship month. I think that people who are in position or who are in power can get to wear local brands. General South Africans will warm up to it.
What you've also taught young entrepreneurs, and in fact we're panning our camera over some of your boxes. You should open the boxes for us, so we can see what you've got.
Open.
But what this also teaches people is that entrepreneurs have you got to take chances here. You saw a gap, you took it.
You have to. You have to, because already just by being an entrepreneur, you are playing a very rough sport, you know. So because you're out there already, my theory all the time is that what's going to happen if I die, I won't know it because I'll be dead already. You know, so I need to take a risk. I've got bills to pay. I've got suppliers to pay. I've got a team to pay. So you need to jump at the opportunity all the time at whatever cost.
All right, let's go back to the beginning, and this is what I have read about you. You started having a relationship with socks, if I can put it that way, at a very young age. But you were also raised in a house full of women, powerful women, from what I understand, and that would have influenced your understanding of style and fashion. What's the story? I
was raised by my lovely late grandmother. You know, she was behind the psychology of me doing this, because she'd always say, "Wanaka tsurukela," meaning that push at whatever cost and go to where you want to go. My grandmother was an informal entrepreneur. At home, we sold everything for every season. We sold fast laps, we sold slippers, we sold anything and everything you can imagine.
And you were learning all the time.
All the time, but I was not aware that I was being taught how to do business from a very young age. And fast forward years later, after dropping out of the University of Johannesburg, Johannesburg, just like millions of young South Africans, I was faced with unemployment and I had to make a plan. My mom gave me $70 to go spoil myself. I took that $70, I bought 14 pairs of socks for R5 each that were marked down, repackaged them with a gold and orange string, and started selling them. And from then.
But why socks?
I have a passion for socks. I love socks. Socks are colorful. They make you happy and stuff. But also, I started collecting socks from a very young age. When I started the brand in 2013, I'd collected something like 70 pairs of socks, or close to 100. But it was international brands, and I was like, why don't we have our own thing as South Africans? And that is how I started Skinny Sbu Socks. I started a brand and a business that is centered around my personality and things I love. Hence, the brand is all about me. I'm skinny, I'm Sbu, and I sell socks.
What happened last year? I mentioned at the beginning that, and you nodded your head, that it was a tough year last year.
Last year was the most toughest year of my life. I came from a 4-year high, Jeremy. I came into the space when I was 21. I quickly launched the business, and I launched it on an international platform. I was on CNN. I was sitting down with 7 investors, and I think already at 24 I was a millionaire from selling these socks. My socks have been on Spree, Superbalist, Starterfords, now currently available at Markham, and just like any young person that's not educated financially, I tout my money, you know, and I.
So what mistakes did you make?
I made small, terrible business decisions. Small things like I never asked for 3 coats. And it's so important to do that. So I paid the first price, whatever first price I was given. I paid the highest price all the time. So, and I never, because of time, I didn't pay attention to my business. So I'd go when I need to go because I have a huge team that's running.
Okay, so you hit the skids, then you had to turn things around.
I had to turn
What
things
did you do?
around. I did everything that got me to my former glory. You know, people ignore soft skills in business. You cannot replace hard work. You cannot replace having a good network around you. You cannot replace all those things. But also, I did things like I went back to church. I had to fix my spirit, because if you are not right as the entrepreneur in the business, as the engine and the brains in the business is going to fail. I started listening to my mentors. You know, right now I'm being mentored by the founder of Avatar Agency, Sibusiso Ngwenya, and he's getting me my head right as the entrepreneur in the business. But also I started paying more attention to my business. You know, I spend more time in the office right now than ever.
So what's the future?
The future of Skinny Sbu Socks is to, of course, continue growing our distribution. We are currently with one of the biggest distributors in Africa, TFG. Skinny Sbu Socks is available at Markham stores throughout the country. But my being at TFG made me realize that this thing has some width and it has some depth. So I am forced right now to go into manufacturing, and we are working on a 750 million rand project to create employment for 350 youths from the East Rand, Ezakane, where I grew up. I want to build Africa's biggest sock factory, and I need the assistance of South Africans to help me do that.
You are the most remarkable young person.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Really respect what you've done, and I love your socks, and I'm sure the president loves them too.
He loves them too, and he's going to wear them.
Thank you very much indeed.